Hi, I'm Lexi and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video I'm going to be talking about Rent the Runway and my experience with renting clothes from them to try to get an idea of what types of tops, specifically sweaters and knitwear, work best on my figure, or what types of things I like and don't like. So to get started, I'll mention that I did a previous video about using clothing rental service to rent pants and try to find out what types of pants work for me. And that was super useful. I rented a wide range of different pant materials and shapes to try to figure out what looks best on my body, what's comfortable for me to wear from day to day. And you can watch that video and get the specifics, but as a whole, that worked really well for me. So I was really excited to move into knitwear and tops, and specifically knitwear, and try to find out what sweaters work for me, because I have sweaters. I've bought sweaters in the past, but I have found that the sweaters that I like to buy and I love the feel of don't look good on me. When I see pictures of myself, they're just a big boxy blob. And I buy them because they feel good in my hands, to touch and hold, and they feel nice on my body and warm. But I wanted to try to find something that satisfied that tactile desire, but also satisfied my desire to flatter my body shape and get that to fit in with my style goals, what have you. So I had started at the beginning of January, and those 5 rentals, they did 4 a month, so I did 5 rentals of pants. And then for my mid-February rental, I rented some it was for Valentine's Day. So I was looking to build a tiny little capsule, some things to wear to go with clothes that I already had. We were going away to a little cabin in the woods for the weekend, and we were bringing us stuff to make a romantic dinner. So I wanted to dress up for that dinner, and I was looking forward to it. It didn't happen because the stuff didn't arrive in time. And that was right the same weekend where there was all those huge snowstorms, or the same couple weeks, all those huge snowstorms down in Texas. And when I rent things, they come from the Texas warehouse. Other people, it comes from, I think, one in New Jersey, things like that, etc. So it was backed up, and I didn't get it until 2 days after we got back from our little weekend excursion. So c'est la vie. The next rental that I did after the Valentine's Day rental didn't end up getting to me, which is a whole thing, and we'll talk about that in the second half of the video. And then the rental after that, I was really focused. I thought that I had been told that a vertical line is good for my body type, and that's something that I've always I figured out for myself anyway. So I was playing with different ideas of vertical. So there's ways where you can, if your look is monochrome or very coordinated head to toe, your eye goes up and down, and that creates a vertical line. And there's also just wearing longer garments instead of something that's cut off right in the middle of you. So I actually had 5 items on that shipment because long story, I think one had arrived damaged. I got an extra spot for some reason. I don't remember right now. And I rented a pair of pants that will be familiar to you from the last video that I did. It was the paper bag waist, wide leg pants that I really liked. I still think about them. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to buy them, but I still think about them. And then I got some sweaters that were the same color to try to do a vertical color cohesion. And I got a couple black sweaters to go with my black disco pants. So I got one that was boxier but black, seeing if maybe boxy sweaters are okay if I am in monochrome, and then it gives this vertical line. And then I got one that was more fitted and more flattering to the body, but it was a pattern, because a lot of sweaters are patterns. So I wanted to see if I could make that work. It was a black and white pattern, but I wanted to see if it was possible, as long as there was black in it, if I could make up for the fact that it was, you were still going to see that line across my body. The 2 green sweaters I rented kind of sucked. And this is the problem that I ran into. the sweaters themselves weren't good on me, and because of that, I don't feel like I got an accurate idea of like this notion of monochrome looks. So the first one was like a weird turtleneck with like a zipper up the back. It almost felt like I was wearing an outdoor jacket like backwards. But you know, it's interesting, it's different. And I wore that completely tucked in and it looked okay. Like I feel like I got a little bit of the vertical. The tucked in was nice. It was ribbed, so I thought it would like lay flat and be able to be tucked in, and it kind of was. It was also very stiff fabric, so I was getting like a lot of like wrinkles and things. Like it wasn't the best. And then the other one was super oversized, and I tried that with like untucked and tucked. I actually wore it in my video about, I think it was about like how I sell my clothes secondhand, and that I found to be flattering in some ways. It was kind of off the shoulder, so you saw like my collarbones and my shoulder, and that can be very like sexy or flattering. But in a lot of ways, it just kind of made me look like a potato sack. So another attempt at seeing if I could get away with a bulkier sweater if I had vertical color cohesion was the black sweater with the black disco pants. And I think it was all right. It was very comfortable and I liked that. I actually wore it a few times, but I still felt like it wasn't super flattering and it wasn't in line with like my goal styles. Even with like the monochrome head to toe idea, I felt like I really do need something that comes in at the waist. The types of sweaters that are recommended for people that need waist definition tend to either be something fitted that just comes to the waist or like a long belted sweater. And long sweaters are not my style. I just don't like the look of like a duster cardigan, really. It's just stylistically, it's just not like, it doesn't fit into what I like, and that's okay that other people like it, but I didn't really want that. So I guess I was really then stuck with the idea of trying to do more fitted sweaters. And the last sweater I tried was the white and black houndstooth sweater. Now that one was very like too pattern, or like too much white in the pattern, and I felt like it really just read like a white top and a black bottom. I think I lost the color cohesion, so that didn't really work. With that in mind, I rented the leopard print sweater from Ronnie Kobo, and I was still trying to say like, okay, well, if I have this pattern, what if I incorporate more black? So it's pattern, but like more black in the pattern than with the white houndstooth one. And I was really pleased with that, actually. I think that looked really good. I feel like I got like a really good vertical line because like there's enough black that you feel like it's almost like a monochrome outfit, and the print is dark enough. It's not like super white with black. And it was fitted, so it was, I feel like it was figure flattering on me, and the leopard is like in line with my style. So I ended up buying that one. I talked about that in my last video about things that I've bought. I bought that one and I really liked it. The order after that, I started thinking about maybe trying like an actual matching top and bottom set. So I rented a sweater and skirt set. They both looked terrible on me, so I feel like I didn't learn anything because like that particular one didn't look good on me, but I feel like it didn't really give me information about like that idea as a whole. I also rented a couple wrap tops because that is something that's recommended for my body type, which is like a kibby soft dramatic, in case you didn't know. The wrap top I rented several of them over the next few rentals. And the thing about the wrap top is that, yes, it's knitwear, but because they all have V-necks, they actually didn't keep me warm. So even if it is a knitwear item, the V-neck of the wrap does not satisfy like my knitwear requirements. In that case, I might as well be wearing a t-shirt or like a long sleeve t-shirt and like a jacket. You know, like it doesn't satisfy my desire to be warm and that tactile feel that I love of knitwear. So that's kind of a bust. And that's a good thing that I learned, that if I want to have like cozy, if I want to have sweaters in my wardrobe, looking at like a wrap sweater is not going to satisfy that requirement. I'm going to, if like I say I order it online, I'm going to get it and I'm going to be like, oh, I like this top, but I'm still going to want like a knitwear sweater for really cold days. I threw a couple Hail Marys out there and started getting some sweaters that I liked the look of. They looked cozy and were like fun. And I rented a pink and like blue and white sweater. And I thought it was really fun with my acid wash jeans, but like, I don't think that it suited my body. Also around this time, guys, I started having like, I guess you could say mirror issues. We sort of like, we didn't redecorate. We just sort of like moved furniture around in our front entryway in our front room. And there was like no place anymore for my full length mirror. And so I decided I was going to move it to another space, but then I wanted to like spray paint it gold. And then there was like an issue with I did it wrong. And then I have to like sand it, and it's like still not done. So at this point I'm not sure where I exactly stopped having like a mirror available, but some of these I might not have like a picture of me in the item. I might only have like a stock photo, because it started being where I had to like pull the mirror out and then like set it up to take a picture. It was no longer just in my front entryway where I could just walk by and take a snap. So some items I have pictures of, some items I don't, and I apologize for that. But so knowing that the monochromatic thing could work, and that I wasn't completely sure on whether like the monochrome could help me get away with boxy shapes or not, but that the monochrome could work and I wouldn't for a long vertical without me having to actually wear long sweaters, I started playing with different shapes of black sweaters. I got one with a peplum top, and this particular one I think was made for people shorter than me, and that's something that is true of clothes in general. I'm only 5'7", but for some reason, I mean, that's enough for me to be, I'm taller than the average, and it seems like not only are clothes made for the average woman, I guess they're made for someone a few inches shorter than me, but I think that a lot of times clothes are made even for people even shorter than that. That means that like that sweater, a lot of like peplum tops, things that are supposed to hit at a defined like waist, they're going to be a little too high on me. Also being busty, that raises the sweater more because it has more curve to go around, and that like eats up some of the height. So the peplum top was a really cute idea. It was just a little awkward. Like it's supposed to be above the natural waist. It's not supposed to be at the edge of your pants. But this was like not even all the way under my bust where the peplum started. But I actually really liked that. So I am going to keep my eye out for something similar to that maybe in the fall when I'm buying more sweaters. Another top that I absolutely loved was this belted pullover top. I've never tried on a top like this. It's like very unique. It was made out of like almost like a weird polar fleecy material. It's by 3.1 Phillip Lim. It's got this big wide attached belt that goes around the waist, and just like you put it through a buckle and it cinches shut. This was originally, like I think the website says is about $650. Just like so much, like that's a lot. And I was like, oh, maybe, you know, I love this so much. It looks so good on me. Maybe I'll buy it. And then like even the reduced Rent the Runway price was like $400, and it was not in that good of condition. The paint and the buckle was worn off. I don't know how many years that this has been around, but the black paint on the metal buckle on front is like worn off, and there's silver coming through, and it's like, no, that's not worth $400 at that. It's something like maybe if it was like half of that and in a little better condition, I'd buy. But I had a lot of fun with that because I thought, well, you know, they're always telling me to get these belted cardigans, of course, meaning like a longer cardigan with a belt in the middle. But this one's belted. It just belts right at the bottom. And I thought that would be really fun. And I had a lot of fun with it. I wore it like 3 times. I loved it. And then I tried an attempt at trying to make a longer sweater work. The sweater kind of came damaged. It's one of those situations where Rent the Runway hangs all of their items, and some knits should not be hung. And it was stretched out from the hanger. I didn't even bother to like get a replacement because I knew that like if I tried to get another one of those, it was also going to come the same way. And I really was just wearing it to see if I could make it was like a really long like tunic style sweater work for me. I wore it with leopard leggings, and it was looking really blobby. So then I put a chain belt on to sort of like bring in my waist, and it's just, it didn't work for me. And maybe it's that particular sweater, but I think that for my style, it just doesn't, it's not cohesive with the other items in my wardrobe and the way I generally dress. So it's not going to look good. And I don't think that something like that looked good on my body type. So at this point, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't really learning any lessons other than something that I think I already knew, which was that monochrome can give you a really good vertical. So I just started getting sweaters that caught my eye in colors that I thought I liked or might look good on me, and thought that like maybe if I didn't get sweaters that were too boxy, I could still make like jeans and a sweater, or like just pants and a sweater in like a different color than the pants work. And I don't know, I feel like I don't think that I was very successful. I enjoyed wearing some of the sweaters. There was one striped one in particular that when I tucked into my ALC belted pants that I thought looked really cool and kind of punk. But I already have a striped long sleeve shirt that I wear in a similar way, so I don't need it. I don't need something like that. But yeah, I just felt like at this point I started to feel like that the only way I was going to get sweaters that looked good with my style was to get a monochrome, like something that matched really well to a pair of pants I had, and also could either be tucked into pants or was somewhat form-fitting to the body. So I don't know. Is that like so hard to learn? I feel like that was a little bit easier of a lesson to learn than for my pants. So I guess there you go. That's my takeaway on this. I did have a couple rentals left, and I started just like renting regular tops. I rented a dress or two just to try to, I don't know, have fun with some different types of tops. And I liked that. I rented a few more wrap tops, and they looked nice on me. As I feel like I figured out, wrap tops look nice on me. Wrap dress looks nice on me. And the last rental was, I'm looking at my laptop down here. The last rental was the one I talked about in my last video, where I've decided to stop at the end of the month, and I've only got a couple rentals left. So at this point, I'm just trying to rent items that I think I might want to buy, because you get a decent discount, and this way I can check the fit, and I can either buy it from Rent the Runway or I can try to find it on Poshmark or something. But this way I know for sure that the size is going to work for me. So that's about it. I feel like that's not a lot of takeaway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.